one of the two main symbols is the snake and the circle. Most of the logos, either have a snake, have a circle, three main, or a triangle. They can never be far from these three, because these are high-ranking codes or high-ranking sigils, high-ranking logos. You can never be far from these three. You see, I'm going to talk about the circle. Maybe if we have time, I'm going to talk about the snake as well. When you talk about the circle is simply there to represent unity, as I spoke. So unity, you can never have unity unless you've joined two halves together. If we're supposed to have a circle as two people, then we will have to hold each other to form that circle. So unity is what makes things go round and come back around. It's the unity among or between things. You see? So the circle, first and foremost, it's there to represent unity. Secondly, a circle, when you talk about the circle, or the sigil of a circle, we are talking about eternity. We're talking about eternity. What goes around comes around. What they call karma in some religions. The circle. When you talk about the circle, you talk about protection. If I form a shield around you, that's a circle. That's protection. So they're trying to tell you, to say, this is our secret elite cult. We are all together. We are untouchable. And that's why most of them are untouchable, because they have unity. They have a circle. They are together. They protect one another. They vow to protect one another. You see, it is only until you have broken some cords or some laws that you will see these people turn their backs against you or try to kill you. But these people are they are even more loyal than we are in the church, because in betrayal. But these guys are not easily betrayers, because they vow certain things as they get into this cult. So when we talk about a circle, we're talking about a shield, we're talking about protection, we're talking about eternity, eternal protection. Are you getting me? So praise be to God. So they know, and that's why they throw this symbol at you. They're putting it in plain sight for you to see. But because so many Christians are so naive, they will see the thing and just say, nah, you guys are overthinking. Those are conspiracy theories. You can never have conspiracy theories if there is no conspiracy. Conspiracy starts from somewhere. It means there is a thesis that makes it a conspiracy for it to turn into a theory. And the O or the round also represents sacred rituals. So there's something called blind Satanism. Blind Satanism. The more you look, remember, the more you see, you become. It says, beholding as in a mirror, we are changed. So the more you see their symbols, the more you see their signs, the more you see their billboards, the more you see their logos, the more you become. You can't sleep until you watch that team's match. You can't sleep until you buy their new jersey. You can't sleep until you buy that new shoe. There is something they've done to you to control your mind. I have told you to say anybody that can control what you watch can control what you wear. Anybody that can control what you listen to can control what you wear. Anybody that can control what you watch and how you see things, how you think. This is a mind control technique. And they know, if they come at you saying, join the 6-6, of course you're not going to do it. So what do? They give it to you in pills. They to you slowly but sure. They know the more you see, if they use symbolism, if they use codes of secrecy, if they use double meanings, they know they will get you. So they will hide things in place. Are you flowing at all? Are you flowing? Are you flowing? Are you flowing? So This is why they use the circle. This is why they use the round. I have said the first reason is unity, eternity, protection. Any ritual that is sacred has an involvement of a rounding, a going around and a coming around. For those of you from Africa, you very much know that people that do this witchcraft, there are dances that they practice. And if you watch their dances closely, they dance around fires. They dance around fires in the night. And if you see their dances, the way they dance, circle. It's in a circle. Anything you go around, you have an ability of bringing down. So if they put your picture there and go around it, you don't know the power of a circle. The Bible says God told the Israelites to march around. How do you break down mega piles of concrete and stone just by marching around? He said march around Jericho 7 times and then give a shout. So the shout is not what brings down the wall. No, the process begins when you march around in circles, because the more you march, the more you weaken. So when you see witchcraft people dancing around a picture, what are they trying to do? Is they're trying to release a sacred geometry. Do you know there's something called sacred geometry? Mathematics is highly spiritual. There are codes that they do. There are codes that they move in, that they know if they practice these things, they can get you. So the witches will dance around fires. They will dance around pictures, because God told the Israelites, march around Jericho. That is the power that is in moving in circles. That's why when they move in circles around your picture, your life will begin to move in circles. You will find that I'm going through this, but I've gone through it before. I've been fired before. This has gone exactly like my last job went. This exactly has gone like the last interview I went to. This is exactly how I went. She started acting up and suddenly we divorced. This is exactly how I lost my firstborn. And the secondborn is exactly acting the same way. You will move in circles because there are people that have moved in circles for your sake. So a circle is a symbol of unity. It's a circle. It's a symbol of eternity. Anything that moves in circles, or anything they move in circles about, is eternal. And that's why after they marched around Jericho, God gave a very instruction. Joshua gave a very big instruction. He said, anybody that will dare to rebuild this is cursed. Him and the offsprings. Because when we've marched around, it's eternal. So if you dare build Jericho again, you are a goner. Are you flowing? Are you flowing somebody? Are you flowing somebody? Are you really flowing? These logos have meanings. These logos have meanings. The more you see, the more you become. They have meanings. Don't just be following blindly. No. No. Be wise. Be vigilant. Study to show yourself approved. A right workman who needs not to be ashamed. Rightfully dividing the word of truth, says the Bible. So, that is it about moving in circles. That is it about the circle. The other sigil that they like using is the sigil of the serpent. I will talk about the triangle some other time. I'm seeing that time is not with us. So when you talk about the serpent, what is a serpent? Automatically, wisdom. A serpent is a sigil of wisdom. It's a symbol, it's a logo of wisdom. When we talk about wisdom, what are we talking about? Any spirit, anybody that you see wise has got a spirit. Wisdom is a spirit. How do you think people would just say, if we wear red and black and dance around a fire? If that is not given by a spirit of darkness with that wisdom, those people can't think like that. Why not maroon? Why not pink? Why don't witchcraft or people of that are witch doctors put pink in their altars? Why red? Why black? It's a wisdom that the gods or the dark spirits have given unto them. So there is a wisdom that spirits give, because it's only spirits that are wise. So if you want to be wise, you will need to appear. You will need to appear before the throne of the Spirit that is the wisest of all. If you're supposed to rise above the wisdom of the devil, you must have the wisdom of Christ. And that's why even scientists in this modern day era, they will fall. You really think scientists will be the solution for the end time? You're lying to yourself. You really think scientists will be the wisdom for the end time? You are wrong. No scientist, no president, no politician has an ability of helping us, because the codes of secrecy are being exposed. We that know and have the wisdom of God know when we see it. Have you watched the Olympics of late? Have you watched the Commonwealth of late? Aren't you seeing that they are hiding things in plain sight? Aren't you seeing that they are throwing symbols to you, codes of secrecy? Aren't you seeing all that? Why do you think they do that? They know the power that is in you seeing. They know when you see, you will become. So a snake symbolizes wisdom. The Bible says in the book of Genesis 3 to say the snake was the most cunning of all. It was the wisest of all. And the devil used that. So a snake is a symbol. It's a sigil of wisdom. But it is also a sigil of transformation. A snake represents transformation. And that's why when a snake becomes old, it can shed its skin and become new. It will return into its youthful stage. It will return into its glowing state. When you look at it, you're like, what a skin. But if you saw its skin some hours ago, if you saw its skin last month, last week, you will know it's the same snake. You will not know it's the same snake, because that skin became old and it's shedded that skin. Are you flowing with me? So a snake always represents transformation, and that's why they like using the snake. There are some currencies, even here in Tanzania, the old 500 note, it has got a snake on it. There are some currencies around the world that have got the snake on it. Why do you really think how is a snake connected to our currency? Have you ever seen the symbol for the World Health Organization? It's a snake on a pole. Have you ever seen Red Cross symbol? It's a snake on a pole. You ask yourself, how are we? Transformation. It's all about transformation, my brother. It is all about transformation, my sister. The other representation of a snake is something we call the Kundalini energy. When we talk Kundalini, we are moving a little to the Buddhists. The Buddhists that talk, when in Buddhism, when you talk about Kundalini energy, you're talking about the snake energy. The snake energy. They believe there is an energy that runs down your spine. And when you study a snake, you will discover that it has got so many bones, so many vertebrae, over 150 vertebrae, between 150 and 420 vertebrae, and over 70 ribs. The snake, so many bones. A snake has got more vertebrae and bones more than a human. They double the amount. So when we talk about the Kundalini energy, it's an energy that is down your spine. That's what they believe. And they believe in unlocking that energy. When you unlock that energy, the Buddhists, I'll talk about it in some other thing. They believe that when you unlock the Kundalini energy, something big will have been unlocked in you. And that's why when we're doing deliverances in Christianity, when somebody begins to crawl, you will see them, if they have the snake spirit, their eyes change, because it's an energy. When you look at their eyes, when you see it, the way they are acting, you will see their flexibility. Somebody who can't do somersaults, somebody who cannot do a backflip, somebody who can do somersaults, can't do no backflip nowhere, has never been to a gymnastics. Begin that deliverance and how they will twist their body. You're like, is that Kundalini energy? They're on that Kundalini drug. So the elite, they know that they can feed you that stuff. And one thing you guys don't know is this. Yeah, so the snake, Kundalini energy. One thing you guys don't know is this. Everything in plain sight. Did you see the change of Facebook to Meta? Do you know what the meaning of Meta is? Meta in Greek. Do you know the meaning of Meta? You don't know where you are going. That's what Meta means. Beyond or after. It's a deep truth. It's a deep thing that you need to be connected to. You need to. So when they say metaverse, because they say metaverse, because they said it will be a metaverse. Facebook, meta means beyond or after. So these guys are deep. They are putting it there for you. Oh, this is what is happening. They are putting it out there in plain sight. Do you know the God of the new age, his name is called Metatron? It means linked. So when he says Metatron, it means a God that is beyond, is linking you with itself. And meta in Hebrew means dead. So when they say metaverse, it means dead verse. Meta means dead in Hebrew. Killing, if it's not your soul. Because remember, it can't die. But it can be used somewhere. And God calls that death. My words, they are spirit and they are life. So when you know Jesus, you know life. When you don't know him, you are dead. Yet spirits can die. But there is a death that cannot be escaped even by a spirit or by a soul. What does the Bible say? It says, do not fear men, but fear God, who through him can kill body and soul. So God can kill souls. Don't ever listen to somebody that says souls don't die. They can in the prayer. It says it is a fearful thing for somebody to fall into the hands of God. So these things can die. So meta means dead. So you are, and that's the name of Facebook. They changed it to Meta. Meta means death or dead in Hebrew. You guys are just following things that you don't know. They hide it in plain sight exactly for you to see and watch, because the more you watch, the more you will become. Meta means death. So when you're on Facebook, you are scrolling through something called death. But should we stop using them? We can't, because we need to preach this gospel. We need to spread it to people. Then how can we do? We just need to ask for the mercy of God. But let's not blindly follow these codes of secrecy. Let us know there are things God is trying to teach us. Let us be wise to know, okay, this is this, this means this, so that you cannot follow blindly, so that you can know the esoteric meanings of each and every one of these things that are happening. So if you have any questions concerning the codes of secrecy, because I will definitely do this series part 1, part 2. You can just ask them below in the comment section and we will cover that. So this is exactly what I wanted to tell you. The cords of secrecy, the symbolism. The more you behold, the more you become. Watch yourself and watch your family. God bless you. Have a good night.